What's up, guys? Welcome back. We are in lesson 2. Today we're going to talk about landing clients on the road. I'm referring to landing photography gigs either on the road, or you can take this information and use it to land photography gigs in your hometown. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So a good way to monetize travel is by booking clients on the road. Again, you can use this formula to book clients in your hometown as well. Either way, this is a great way for photographers and beginner content creators to earn more money and be able to be financially free by doing what you love. So, how do you book clients while traveling? You might think, like, what the heck, Chas? What are you talking about? How can you possibly book gigs with people you don't know, you've never seen, you're not from this town? Like, how in the world do you do this? Well, I have a system that I'm going to share with you. So, the first thing I do is search for the location tag on Instagram. For example, if I'm going to Fayetteville, Arkansas, then I will search Fayetteville in Instagram. I'll go to the hashtags and then I will go to the most recent. Now, the reason you want to do most recent is because one, you want to make sure that the people you're reaching out to are active on Instagram so that they see your message. And two, because a lot of the time the most popular are either influencers or like famous football players or anyone in that area who has already a large amount of following. Those are typically the most popular, and it's much easier to reach out to people who don't already have a lot going on social media, right? Like regular families, moms, stuff like that. So typically what I'll do is I'll search for families or couples, right? Because these are the things that I know how to take photos of. So I'll look for accounts that have like baby photos or kids in their photos, or it's a couple, like an obvious couple with a girl and a guy, they're hugging on each other, they're kissing each other, whatever. Um, Find regular everyday accounts that feature photos like this, and then I like a few of their photos, and then I send them a message. So when you send them a message, you want to make sure you do this a month or two before you arrive if you're traveling. Obviously, if it's in your hometown, it doesn't have to be any specific time, just whenever you feel like you want to take photos. But if you're traveling somewhere, make sure you send out messages a month or two before you arrive. That way, that gives them plenty of time to, one, think about booking with you, two, coming up with the money, or three, finding time in their schedule that aligns with your travel plans. Yeah, so it's always good to reach out way ahead of time. So the next thing we're going to go over is the message template. It's important to come across as genuine and not like you're somebody who's just going to take their photos, run off with their money, or, do something worse. You don't want to come off as a creeper. So this is typically the message that I use. I've booked many clients using this message, so I'm going to share it with you guys. So first, hi, obviously I say their name. I noticed you were in a specific location, so we'll stick with Fayetteville. I noticed you were in Fayetteville, and then I say a compliment after that. So if it's a family that I'm taking photos of, I'll say, you have such a beautiful family. Or if it's a couple, I'll say, you guys are such a cute couple, something along the lines of that. Again, we talked about compliments, how they can help you. It's the first thing they read, so it's going to brighten their day when they see it. The next thing is I introduce myself, so I say I'm a travel photographer and I will be in your area over these specific dates. I'm reaching out to you to see if I could interest you in some updated category photos. So this is where you'll put like family photos, couples photos, maternity photos, if you notice that one might be pregnant, or anything along the lines with that. You could also reach out to influencers, someone who you can clearly see is an influencer, and maybe they don't have their own equipment, maybe they are someone who hires photographers, so you could say, I could update, if I could interest you in some updated content for your page or your website, something along the lines of that, if you notice that they're a clear influencer. Next, I say I will attach some of my work below. Now, this is really important because this shows that you're legit, right? You want to make sure, again, that you're not coming off as a creep or someone who is going to do any harm. So it's really good to include some of your actual work. And plus, that just gives them a chance to see your work and see that they like your style or the way you take photos or something along the lines of that. It's always good to just include your work for people to see. Same with brands. That's why we make a media kit and case studies, right? So the last thing is let me know what you think and if you're available to book. And then again, closing statement that prompts the next response. We went over this in our pitching template. You want to make sure you do something that sets off a little dinger in their head that says, okay, what am I going to respond to? Like, what am I going to say to this? So now we're going to go over an actual message that I sent out where I landed the gig with someone. So this one in particular, her name was Molly. I said, "Hi Molly, I noticed you were in Denver." Now I did change the location just because, I don't know, I want it to be safe for whoever this is. It was a really small town in the middle of nowhere, so I did change the location. Anyways, I said, "Hi Molly, I noticed you're in Denver and have such a beautiful family. I'm a travel photographer and will be in your area for a few weeks in September. I'm reaching out to you to see if I could interest you in some updated family photos. I will attach some of my work below. Let me know what you think and if you're available to book. I look forward to hearing from you." Smiley face. So I included those smiley faces in there just to seem like super friendly, because who doesn't like a smiley face? Anyways, but as you can see in this message, it has everything we talked about previously. The compliment, the first thing they read, you want to brighten their day, introduce yourself, tell them when you're going to be in the area, attach your work, and do the closing prompt response. One thing that I also do is, what happened in the beginning was I would send this message to people and then I would end up going, leaving, and then literally like 2 weeks later they would send me, "Oh my gosh, like I didn't see this until now. Are you still in the area?" And of course I would not be in the area. So what I started doing was I would comment on a few of their photos or like a few of their photos, and then I'll say, "Hey, I sent you a message," with a smiley face or some sort of emoji. I'll comment that on their photos so they do see it before I get to their area. So I found this really beneficial as well. So yeah, booking photography gigs is a really easy way to make some extra money while you're traveling or you're staying at home. You can use this exact template and way of finding clients in your hometown. It doesn't have to be while you're on the road. Also, if you're unsure how to do like family photos or couples photos, all that stuff, if you're still kind of new to all of that, um, I found Pinterest is really good for inspiration. So I'll just take a screenshot of a pose that I like, or I'll write it down in my notebook, then take my notebook along for the photo shoot and just read off of it. The clients seem to really like that because it makes me look more prepared. And I've actually heard back from some of them while we were doing the shoot, like, "Oh my gosh, we had our wedding photos done and the wedding photographer like just had us stand there and then he like told us to kiss a few times and it was super awkward. He didn't really have anything planned." So I find that it is really good to get inspiration beforehand, make sure you write it down or take screenshots, and then implement those throughout your shoot. It makes you look more prepared, more professional, and of course you'll get awesome photos because you're using content that already works, poses that already work, and that you enjoyed. So yeah, Pinterest is a really great way of doing that. I hope you guys found this helpful, and I will see you in the next lesson.